Well, good morning. How are you all today? Welcome to Integrated Preparedness. Want to talk about keep pushing forward. It's important. I'm finally got sick, so if I cough or clear my throat, I apologize. My daughter's been sick as a dog for 2 weeks, hardly been able to get out of bed for 2 weeks. Kelly's hardly been able to get out of bed for a week. It's just they finally got into a doctor, and it's not anything with a name. It's just the upper respiratory junk that comes along that we're getting more of all the time, and it is the way. It is the way of the world, right? We're getting more and more of this stuff, and I think some of us have ideas why, but right now it doesn't matter why. It matters that we keep on going. It's a rainy day out there, but we're going to get up and still go out and put up Christmas lights because, the world doesn't stop just because you're tired or you're sick, right? I mean, there's a point. There's a point. There have been times that I haven't been able to hardly move, but I can move this morning. And so I'm going to go do it. And Doc Harrison gave me a prescription. Those of you on the Patreon channel know that I'm talking about Mark Harrison. Doc gave me a prescription. He bought me a bottle of wild turkey. And he reminded me today that the little elderberry juice, and I grow elderberries for this very reason, and pardon me, and wild turkey with a little honey in it, and will fix all my ills. So I'm gonna obey Doc Harrison, and I'm gonna do that. Not gonna do that before I get up on a ladder, but I'll do that later. Okay, all right. Things have changed since Election Day, and it shows the importance it shows the importance of the way the world perceives us or you. Projected strength has a different result than projected weakness, and we're seeing it. I said the other day, or maybe it was yesterday, in my video with Mark. I don't remember. My brain's a little foggy here the last few days, but hang on a second. I just lost my thought, and I won't make you watch me try to recover it. Well, it doesn't matter. Maybe it'll come back to me. But we are in a new America today, a much different America than we were in a week ago, and the world sees it. We should see it. If you watch what's happening to the markets, if you watch what's happened, heck, what was it? Was it Hamas? Somebody, you all feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, because here again, like I say, I haven't watched much news and it's not sticking with me right now. But pardon me. Yeah, I've taken all the medicine that I can. They have stood down. You're going to see the enemies of America back up. You're going to see. You're not going to see Iran making a deal. We're going to have to take Iran out. We're going to have to punish them by flooding the market with oil. Our last, the Communist Party, meaning the Democrat Party, headed by Biden and Obama and whatever her name was, they have done everything they can to destroy America. And God has given us a reprieve, and I have no doubt that it was the hand of God that did this. This is a repudiation. This election was a repudiation of all those weaklings out there, the quitters, I call them, the quitters that say, oh, voting doesn't matter. It's just two wings of the same bird. He's controlled opposition. He's this, he's that, he's this, he's that. I have come to really believe that those people are plants. They are people who want to assist the downfall of this country. And if you know those people, I would suggest you either straighten them out or stay away from them. And if that describes you, I suggest you take a good hard look in the mirror. And I just want to let you know that you're wrong. And if you want any kind of quality of life, you need to dig yourself. You need to climb out of the hole of negativism that you have dug for yourself and jump on board and start trying to make your life and the lives around you better. So we have seen this. If you look at the markets, the hope is returning. I told Mark Harrison when we were texting this morning. I said, this reminds me a lot of of when Reagan got in. I was on the sheriff's department during the time of Carter, and I remember, some of you have heard, if you're not old enough to remember that, and those of you who are old enough to remember that, you remember the malaise, they called it, the malaise of America. America was down, and instead of fighting back and drill baby drill and make ourselves stronger and better like we should have, Carter told you to turn down your thermostat and wear a sweater because of the energy crisis. So we were always under Democrats, our country is the whipped dog of the world, and we certainly shouldn't be that. When Reagan got in, and you'd go to a ball game, because I don't go to ball games except when I would work them off duty. You'd go to ball games, nobody would stand up and sing the Star Spangled Banner. Nobody would do anything. People were really, they were not proud to be Americans. And you can say all you want to about, well, the individual ought to be proud to be American and all that. Well, but you understand that the general feeling, the wet blanket that covers a country when they're under bad leadership. The Bible talks about this. It affects everything. And after, I remember the first game that I worked, it was a baseball game, Kansas City Royals, and the first game that I worked off duty after President Reagan was elected. I mean, when the Star Spangled Banner came on and somebody went out there to sing it, the entire stadium stood up and sang it. It brought tears to my eyes, and it was the first time that I had actually sung it myself for years. I think that we're living a time like that, and it's important that everybody understand that and grab onto it and be a part of the solution. Um, well, like I was saying, you've seen the changes in this already. There's a change in the communal attitude of the American people and the people around the world. They're going to see the strength of America. The allies will understand that we are a great ally again. Those who consider us an enemy will be very wary. They're not going to stand up and come against us because they know that they will get their little butts swatted down. Now, will there be a little attacks here and there? Yeah, probably. Probably, but we will see. Russia, the Ukraine situation is going to be taken care of. I'll guarantee you. The Israeli conflict, I don't know how that's going to be taken care of, but it will. I have great faith in that. Our borders will be closed. Law and order will be returned to these United States, meaning that innocent people will again be protected, at least by law and law enforcement officers who are now allowed to do their jobs, from the scum of the earth who try to victimize the people. Look what happened out in L.A. That Gascon, that district attorney, lost his race. And I was just watching on Fox one of the assistant DAs talking about, he says that there's a whole new feeling in the prosecutor's office that DA out there, one of Source's DAs, spent more time trying to persecute and prosecute prosecutors than he did criminals. And that is changing, he says. There is an entirely new feeling. So the cesspools of our country, which is our cities, who have become cesspools, this is a chance for them to be brought back out of the horrors that they have descended into under Democrat leadership. It's also important that, and I'll probably title this "Keep Pushing Forward." It's important because 4 years Trump will be able to do a lot, and but he's not going to be able to solve everything. And it's important that this continue. It's important whether it's J.D. Vance or whatever, who I'm a big fan of, that this continue. We can't slide back into a socialist, Marxist, communist leadership here, because it will destroy all the good that Trump has done. This is the time to stand up, to do your best. Certainly, number one, like I talked about yesterday, renew your preparedness energies, because it's not the real purpose of preparedness is to be able to improve your life, Not just if the Chinese paras drop into your backyard and you got to hoof it to the woods. You're not. Most people aren't going to survive that anyway. Some will, but most won't. Excuse me. I have to take a. I don't have any medicine in this yet, but hey, it just makes me feel good to see that make America great again. Because I am an American. I am a proud American. I have not been proud of what America has been many times through our history, but I am proud of the foundational principles that our country was based on, and I hope we can get back to that. But whether we get back to that depends on the citizens of the United States. The result of what happened with this election was the result of people getting out and voting. Here again, a repudiation of all those people that said voting doesn't matter. I just saw the latest figures say that Trump got 74 million votes. So finally, people were pushed far enough that they got up off their butts and went out and voted for a change. And it's sad that it has to get to that point, to where things have to be just horrible. I mean, as horrible as a Kamala Harris, to get people to start paying attention. Winston Churchill said that America always does the right thing after it's tried everything else. And that kind of describes this. We have to be pushed a long ways before the American people push back. And finally, enough people on the right side stood up, right? It doesn't mean that almost half the country still doesn't feel the other way, but now that's our job. Our job in our everyday life is to have influence on those around us, to bring them into an understanding of the importance of our foundational principles, the importance of the principles of capitalism versus Marxism, and we have to pull those people out. Most of the people who vote the other way do so out of ignorance. They just don't know. They've been spoon-fed this stuff by the public schools, by the news, by parents who were educated by public schools and the news, and they just don't know. A lot of those can be saved. I'll just say it that way. If you will take the time to try to have an influence on them, but the main thing that I want to say here today is that it's important to keep pushing forward, both with our country and with your preparedness, because like I think I started to say, and I don't think I finished, the purpose of your preparedness is to improve your life and separate yourself from dependence over systems, external systems, over which you have little or no control, which could be brought down any time for any number of reasons. I won't even go into what the reasons may be. It doesn't matter. That real preparedness it's a way to insulate yourself and inoculate yourself against the problems of the world. The greatest preppers in the world are the rich. And I know that a lot of people don't like to hear that. I know that a lot of people, don't like the rich and everything like this, and think that the man is, on them. That pardon me. Sorry. But, they have prepped better than most preppers out there. Why? Because they've prepped money. That's right. They have prepped money. And money is going to allow you to do things in this world that not having money won't. Simple as that. And so I would suggest, I encourage everyone that as we're coming into better times here, and we are, we're going to be coming into a better economy. The jobs are going to be exploding. People are not going to feel shackled by a communistic yoke. Get out there and look at the opportunities out there and increase. Don't lay back and say, oh, we've gotten a reprieve here. Use good times to grow your independence, your preparedness, your self-reliance, so that no matter what comes, think about this. Even if everything were great from here on out, wouldn't you still like to be independent of external systems? Wouldn't you like to not have to worry about anything? And, I know that that's, beyond what most people are going to try to get to. But now is a good time. We're coming into a good time. And you will find other people out there. You'll find other channels that will tell you to be scared about everything. Because, I tell you what's going to happen here. And this is so funny. And this is unfortunate. Trump's victory, which will make everything feel safer and and better, is going to have a negative effect on a lot of preparedness channels. And I think that a lot of them are afraid of that. And that's too bad, because if you hitch your horse to a wagon of negativity, and you need that negativity maybe I should have said it the other way, a horse named negativity, and hits that to your wagon, and you need that negativity to drive your business or whatever, that's too bad. But you're going to hear a lot of channels continuing to talk about problems and this and that, and it's, this is a big a trick, and evil's still around. Oh, hey, evil's always going to be around us. Don't fall prey to that. Use this time now to step over from the side of fear and anxiety to the time of positivism, and seeing that you're in a situation now, you will be in a situation to where you can build your stability, both financial and otherwise, like you weren't able to do before. So I hope that's made some sense. I hope that what's come out of my flu-addled mind has made a little bit of sense out there. But we're coming into good times, better times. It doesn't mean there won't be a hiccup here or there. It doesn't mean that Trump might not do something that you disagree with, okay? Oh, he appointed so-and-so to a cabinet position, and don't you know that guy was skull and bones in this? Oh, my goodness gracious. Stop it. Be willing to make your life better, and then be determined to make your life better. This is the day the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. Do your best. Okay? All right. I'm going to get out of here. And we're going to wake the boys and go out and do a little work on this rainy day. So you all have a good day. And remember that we prepare well today in order to live well tomorrow. And that means prepare well every day, because we want to live well every day, right? Okay. You all have a good day. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.